Right. Welcome to Mojo Monday. We are talking about connecting, when to connect, when to network, when to move that to collaboration, whatever it is that means connecting for Dr. Lawana and Marla Press. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and ask Marla to start us off with a 30-second introduction. And then
Yes,
we will go to Tamra. I'm sorry, Marla. Go ahead.
that's okay. I'm jumping. I'm like, yeah, let me do it. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Yeah, so you see, I now have expressive intelligence instead of just speaker coach because I really want to differentiate myself and show that it's not the typical speaker coaching. I work a lot with full expression of yourself. So I call that expressive intelligence. There's a lot to it. I'd love to talk to you more about it. It's really how you not only balance that entertainment with your authenticity, but become so fully expressed that in every interaction, every conversation, you are fully expressed, which makes you feel better and makes that connection stronger.
Awesome, Marla. Thank you so very much. And if you've never met with Marla, you have to get her on your calendar.
Thank you.
She teaches you so very much, even over a 30-minute conversation. You will leave with at least one or two new things on your golden nugget list. Tamra, and then let's go to Grace.
My name is Tamara Patrick, and I am a transformational life coach. And I help women over 50 and soldiers transitioning out of the Army pivot like they're doing the cha-cha slide and turn and walk away in style.
Yay, Tamra. I love it when you do that. I love it. Grace, and then let's go to Tanya.
I'm a superfood expert because I've listened to a doctor for about 7 years and I know exactly what he says about these superfoods that we recommend: coffee, tea, and capsules. And I think that's all I want to say about that.
Okay. All right. And Grace is so much more than what she just said, ladies. If you haven't met with Grace, make sure you do so. She is an expert on your health, but also she knows the Bible like the back of her hand, let me tell you. So if you ever need help with that, she's your girl. All right, Tanya, then let's go to Dr. Lawana.
Hi, everyone. I'm Tanya Tyus. I'm a spotlight architect. I help women step into their business and learn how to showcase themselves through virtual events. I'm a two-time cancer survivor and love to spread the gift of resilience and determination onto fellow entrepreneurs.
That's awesome, Tanya. And that's the first time I've heard you um, introduce yourself that way. So that's very exciting. I love it when we think of different ways to express ourselves and get across to other people what we do. So, Dr. Lawana, then we'll go to Tina.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. LaWanda Parker, an inspirational specialist, published author, a blogger, and speaker, and I help individuals find the courage and confidence to pursue their dreams through journaling, storytelling, and personal growth. I'm the founder of Dream Builders on Facebook, where I guide women to discover their purpose, manifest their goals, and live with joy and authenticity, as Marla was saying. And my mission is very simple, and that is to help others grow, heal, and shine by connecting with faith, mindset, and creativity. And Dr. LaWanda Parker,
Awesome.
inspiration specialist.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Lawana.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Tina, come on down.
Hello, good evening, ladies. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. I know I spoke to a few of you here before, but nice to see all of you. Well, I am Tina Ezel. I am a gratitude consultant, and what I do is I help individuals and those who are in business to save time and money, ingredient stock, and like post. You save money on postal service. You save money on ingredient cards and such things like that. Instead of going to the store, you can go right on my platform and you can actually create cards using your own pictures and your branding on the back of the card. So you can send gratitude cards out for people in business or for family members. So I just make it easy for you to do everything in one shop. I'm your one-stop shop, and I'll leave my information if that's okay. I'll leave my information in the chat.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. We will all leave our information in the chat on
Thank you.
how to reach each other. Don't make me look and drag around to try to find out how to reach Dr. Luana, because once I have to start looking, I'm done. I'll just move on because I'm a busy woman. So please put your information in the chat of how you want us to reach you. Is that by your cell phone? Is that by Zoom? Is that for your calendar link? What is it? How is it that you want us to reach you? I am LaDonna McAbee, your networking expert. I love to help you build your business. That's by coaching, or maybe you need help with your social media. Whichever you want, I'm here to serve you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We are going to kick our Mojo Monday off with Dr. Luana. Dr. Luana, come on down and talk to us about connecting.
How many minutes? So I don't get long-winded.
Okay, about 10-ish minutes. How's that?
10 minutes?
Yes.
Hold on. I have to set my clock, because if I don't.
And we're not going to cut you down or beat you or anything if you go over.
Well, now I don't know. Let's see here. Oops, hit the wrong amount of time there. 10 minutes. Oh, let's give me.
All right, let's go.
All right. I won't introduce myself again, but let me ask you a question. Have you ever met someone and instantly you felt like you had known them for years? You can't explain it, but the vibe is just right. That's what we call connection vibes. And that invisible content that it flows between two individuals when they meet and they feel warm and open and real with one another. That's how I felt the first time I met Tanya. And we happened to be sitting next to each other. And when she introduced herself, and I go, oh, same last name. So when I introduced myself, I immediately said, no relations, but we've been friends ever since, because whatever it was that was there, it just made us gravitate toward one another. And we have attended so many things together over the years. And I'm very proud to be one of her friends, and I'm proud to have her as a friend. So what I want to share is a little bit about is that connection vibes are energy. Now, I don't know a whole lot about this subject because it kind of caught me off guard when we mentioned this is what we were going to be talking about. So I had to do a lot of quick study on what it's all about. And one of the things is that it's the vibes are considered energy that we send and receive when we interact with one another. And you can think of it as emotional music. Every word, gesture, and feeling, it kind of plays a note. I know you have met people where it's just something that you just felt comfortable with that individual. Never seen them before, but you're willing to sit there and you open up with one another. You tell each other things that you never thought about saying to even maybe someone you considered a really close friend. And when that doesn't happen, it's kind of like static on the radio. There's something that kind of pushes your way. You don't connect. These vibes aren't just mystical music, as they said when I read about it. They're emotional cues, energy alignment, empathy, and authenticity all rolled into one thing. How do we create them? Well, you create your connection vibes the moment you walk into a room. And here's 3 ways, no, 4 ways that you can do that. One is to be present. People feel your energy more than they do your words. They, for whatever reason, it just put away all distraction, and kind of like it looks, right in the eye, and listen. You listen to each other with your heart. 2 is to be authentic. We've all heard people talking about that. Marlon mentioned that just a little while ago. When you're real, other people relax. They feel like it's safe to be in your truth. 3, you have to be intentional. So before meeting someone, you need to ask yourself, what energy do I want to bring? Do I want to be calm, spread joy, compassion? You set the tone of the kind of vibe that you want to put out there for people to connect with. And four, be aligned. When your heart and your words and your actions, when they all match, then people can feel that harmony and it makes them feel comfortable and they trust you. So you don't have to be a perfect person. Let's get out of that thing where we feel like we have to do everything just right. We have to make sure that we look our very best, which I always try to do. We have to just be who we are. And that means accepting your flaws and everything else, because if you do, others will too. Nobody expects anyone to be perfect. And as far as I know, there's only one individual in history that has ever been considered perfect. And I don't think none of us can measure up. Trust me, I tried. I haven't gotten there yet. So keep that in mind. Now, what blocks those connections? Sometimes our connections are, well, they get blocked. Maybe we have some preconceived notions. I like to tell the story of this person I met one time, and I immediately got a very negative thought about them because I was basing that on this individual looks. But after a few weeks of getting to know this individual, this person who I thought was very unattractive, suddenly it was all gone. It was like, why did I ever think that? And you want to know why? Because this individual was true to who they were. They didn't try to be anyone other than the individual they were, which was a good person. They were always trying to help someone. If you any kind of trouble you got into and you needed help, you could go to this individual and you could count on them. Everything about this person was just so great and beautiful that after a while, their looks transformed. I didn't see what I saw when I first met the individual. They suddenly became, I don't know. And I think it's because I saw their heart and not their outside shell. We all live in houses that are different, that sometimes you wonder, why did that person buy that house? That's the way we are. That's the way our bodies are. People can look at us and think, oh, why would anyone want to be friends with that individual? But then they take the time to get to know the person, and all of a sudden, it's a whole different ball game. So that's one of the things that can block preconceived notions about individuals and how you should act or accept them. Now, I always talk about journaling. I can't leave journaling out. So if you're going through this, you might want to write and ask yourself why you're feeling that way. And you may be surprised with the answer that comes back. Now, had this person been totally different, had this person been someone who was always doing things to hurt people, that look would have stayed there and might have even gotten worse. But that was not that individual. So to help you build positive connections, I want you to smile and smile like you mean it. I mean, don't just big smile. You're glad and happy to see that individual. Share stories, not statistics, okay? Stories. And sometimes that means sharing things that you're embarrassed about. But you can determine when it's okay to do that. I don't mean go around blabbing everything about yourself to everybody. But there's a time, and you'll know when that time is that you need to share something that's going to help that other individual. And the last thing I want to say is to hold space for others. Sometimes connection isn't about talking. It's just about listening. When you leave someone feeling lighter, that's how you know your connection vibes are strong. Most of my life I've spent having people share things with me that they needed to, that they felt they could because they couldn't trust sharing it with someone else. And I pray that I left them feeling better when they left. I believe God created us all to connect, and not just through technology, but through our spirits, our empathy, our love. When our energy aligns with what our heart's purpose is, you start attracting people who match your frequency. So before your next conversation, pause and ask, what vibe am I sending into the world today? Because connection isn't something we find, it's something we create. Thank you.
Wow. It's something we create. I love that. We know that, but once you said it, Dr. Lawana, it really just came out very smoothly, and it's sticking to me. It's something you create. I love that. Who has questions for Dr. Lawana or comments?
I don't have any questions, but Dr. Lawana, I just want to tell you that you get beautiful, more beautiful every day. I really like the what you said about smiling all the time because I try to smile. I can remember when I was younger, my mom used to go around sometimes looking like she was grouchy all the time. And this guy told her, he said, if you would smile every now and then, it would make you prettier. And ever since then, I've always thought about smiling more because it makes people just think you're just having the best day ever. So even when you're having a bad day, if you smile, it makes people think you're having a good day. Anyway, that's all I got to say.
Thank you.
Yay. Absolutely. And one of my big slogans is it's all smiling is free. So do it well and do it often, because smiling, you never know who needs that big old smile every once in a while. You know, the kids are screaming and the husband needs something and the bills are piling up and the laundry's piling up and the dishes are in the sink. And sometimes we just need that smile to get us going again. Tanya, come on down.
I want to make a comment about Milana. She said something about always looking your best and being authentic. I just want to let you know she authentically is a clothes hog. She authentically obsesses about her appearance. She used to run fashion shows, and so she always looks her best. Always. That's just her.
That's awesome. And she does. She always looks good. I've never seen her come on and not be ready to party. Let me tell you, she's ready to party. Marla, any comments or questions for Dr. Lawana?
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say this when I started my talk, but I love that you talked about this special chemistry that people have, the energy, because energy to me, it's almost everything. And you really took it in a real humanized point of view. And I'm going to talk about it more from a business point of view. But what you're saying is so important. It's every conversation, whether it's your spouse or a stranger or in business, to have that type of open, present, heart open, smiling, intentional connection is going to change your life. So great job. Love the way you told the stories about it. It was phenomenal.
That's awesome. And again, Marla said something very important. It came back to being authentic, being yourself. Let me tell you, when you stop being authentic and you stop being yourself, you're not going to remember what you said to the other person 2 weeks ago. But if you're always authentic, it's going to come to you because you are you. Don't try. I can't try to be Tamara no matter how hard I try. I can't be a Tamara. Tamara can't be me. You know, Tamara and I spent 4 days together at a summit last month. And let me tell you, we had a great time, but I just can't be Tamara. And she can't be me. And I got to spend, these 4 beautiful days with her mother. I know she gets on Tamara's nerves, I'm sure of it. But she was a very nice, pleasant woman. And it just made, I think, Tamara and myself our bond was even more because now I've gotten to meet part of her family. Again, it's by being authentic. So, yes, Tina, come on down.
Yes, I was listening to what Luana was saying, and it's true. You can meet people, you can meet them for one day, and you just having a conversation because you click, so you meet that person for one day, and you feel like you met them, or not you met them, you feel like you knew them for all your life. It's amazing how that can happen sometimes.
Yes,
That's a true thing.
absolutely. Absolutely. And Grace, what comments or questions do you have for Dr. Lawana?
Well, I like her comments about being present because I find it difficult sometimes, especially at this time in the evening after I've had dinner and you just want to take a little nap instead of being present and listening to what everybody says. So I thought that was really good. Mm-hmm.
And I think you got made a good point, Grace, is that being present, sometimes we forget the value in that. You really can't do three things at once and do of them effectively and do them with intention and to really absorb everything that's going on with all of your projects. So it's best to be able to be intentional and be present. So thank you for that. Dr. Lawana, do you have anything else to say about what everybody else has already said?
No, but it's good to know that people are looking at that and recognizing that it makes such a difference. I started smiling because somebody was brave enough to say to me one day, I never know if it's okay to talk to you because you always seem like you're angry. I had no idea that was my facial expression. So I made it my business that I was going to start smiling. And it was so hard in the beginning because my mouth wasn't used to doing that. But it made such a difference as far as I'm concerned. It just like it turned my life around because as someone who mentioned that sometimes somebody needs that smile.
Yes.
It's the thing that will help uplift them and make their days turn out better.
Yes.
So I do it all the time now.
And I'm glad that person did that because Dr. Lawana, I've never seen you not smile. So there you go. Tanya, you have something else to add?
I have a tendency as well to have what we call resting bitch face. It just means that I'm not aware of how I'm looking or how unapproachable I appear to other people. I've had people tell me they're intimidated by me, and I'm like, what? I'm a pussycat. I am just a big old wimp because of the non smiling. I put myself now in positions at where I greet people every Sunday and I have people come up and talk to me. I've made more friends and acquaintances since I've been at that front door saying welcome to church.
Yes.
With that smile, it's been a changing factor in my life.
Yes, absolutely.
And it only took me 64 years to learn it.
There you go. You right? Never stop learning. You know, I was at a summit on Saturday and they had it at a building where the doors are always locked. It's very secured. So someone had to be at the door to let other people in. So someone had asked me, can you just watch the door for me for a minute? And I'm like, I'll watch the door. I was talking to everyone. I didn't care if I've never seen them before, but I got a lot of contacts. I got to know a lot of people, and everyone was so friendly. And I was able to help them throughout the day. When they had questions, I guess they thought I knew what I was doing, but I had never been in that building until then. So, yes. All right. Thank you, Dr. Lawana, so much. At this time, I want to go ahead and pull Miss Marla Press in for the next 10-ish minutes. And she is also going to be talking about connecting.
Yes. So raise your hand if you want to have more connections in your business. I see everybody raising their hands, at least one, maybe two. No, your dog didn't raise her hand, but you know, okay, it did. So, all right, now raise your hand if you want to turn those connections into clients and cash. Yes, everybody's raising their hand, waving at me. Some people are raising two hands. Of course, yes, this is the essence of our business. Without this, you don't have a business. You have to have connections. And I want to talk briefly about, because I only have 10 minutes, the mechanics of connections or the logistics, and then the skills of connections. So the mechanics are in logistics, there's four main ways that you can get connections in your business. The best one, what do you think the best one is?
Networking.
Speaking, yes, which is networking is part of speaking, right? When you're networking, whether you speak for 1 minute or you're in a breakout room and you speak for longer, it's speaking. And when you're on a stage, when you're doing a video on social media, all of that is speaking. It's a form of speaking. You don't have to be on a big stage, but speaking is the best way. That's why I'm a speaking coach. But also, sending emails without a video, that's still a way of connecting with your audience. And you want to do nurturing emails and not just promotion emails, so that you really nurture those connections. That is a great way. And not as many people are opening their emails as they used to, and it's not as effective. It is still the most effective way to grow your business is through email campaigns and connecting with people through email. Social media is huge. That's another great way to connect and build your connections. You can get people that aren't on your list already that just see when you promote to the public, they just see what you have and they want to come in and they want to follow you. That is a great way to build your connections. But of course, you have to do it in a very strategic, authentic, entertaining way. Same with speaking. You can speak and not get any connections from it, or you can do social media and not get any connections and not be building your followers, or you can really reach out in such a way that you're going to magnetically attract people. So, social media is another great way to grow your list. And another way is through giveaways. Does everybody know what a giveaway is? Raise your hand if you've had good luck with giveaways before. So maybe half of you. And have you had a bad experience or just no experience?
No experience. I haven't
No.
tried it.
Okay, no experience. So that's
No
something I want to
experience.
talk to you about at the end. But a giveaway is the easiest because it doesn't take much effort, the fastest way to grow your list. And then you get to nurture them. Once they're on your list, you get to nurture them. And in a giveaway, what that is for those of you that haven't used it is you just share your free offer. And then people that are interested in it come on your list, but you know that these are qualified leads because they're interested in what you just offered. So it is a great, great, great way to build your list. And there's some companies out there that don't have very good giveaways. So you want to be careful on who you sign up with because I have had bad experiences where I paid some money, and I got people on my list, but they were not qualified leads. They were not really people that were interested and were going to take the next step. So you want to be careful that you get in with a company and a giveaway where the audience is not so much pre-qualified, but just come from other experienced people that you either know or you know of them that they have a good, uh, let's say, a loyal following and that they want to promote you because sometimes in a giveaway, it's like a compilation book. Everybody has to promote or else it doesn't work. So it's the same kind of thing where everybody's promoting you to their email list and you literally get exposed to thousands and thousands of new people. And then the people that take you up on your offer usually are in the hundreds. So it's amazing. So I'll give you an opportunity to do that because I have a discount for that. So that would be awesome. But also, you want to really think about a strategy for your social media and for your speaking too. How do you have a strategy so that you really attract people? And now, what I really want to focus on is the skills for connecting in any of these capacities, because that's really important that you do it well. And I would say there's at least 5 C's that go along with this. So the first one is clarity. The second one is confidence. The third one is charisma. The fourth one is, don't tell me. The fourth one is care. And the last one is consistency. How could I forget care? Come on. Come on. So what does this mean? So when you tell someone, if you want to collaborate with someone, for example, if you're not really clear on what you offer and who you offer it for, they're not going to want to collaborate with you. If you're networking and you're trying to get someone to connect to be a client, if you're not clear and concise about what you have to offer, because a lot of people they kind of talk about what they offer, but it's not clear enough so they know exactly what they're getting and how tangible that is and what it means for that person. Or if you're networking and you're not trying to sell directly to that person, but you're wondering, do they know anybody that they could refer to you? You also have to be really, really clear on not only what that tangible thing is that you offer, but who that avatar, if you want to call them that, or who that target audience is that you offer it to. So the other person can picture someone in their mind. Oh, I know that Luana needs this, or I know that Grace needs this. So they have to be very clear. Does everybody feel like they could be a little more clear? Anybody feel like they could be a little more clear in their offer? Yeah, yeah. So that's really important. And if we probably won't have any time to talk about that, but I love to go over, how to get more clear on that because it's really important. And a lot of people, they talk about empowerment, they talk about happiness, they talk about health, but those are nebulous. They're not really clear, tangible things that someone's going to get from you so they can understand, oh, I need that. All right, confidence. Confidence, it's not that you have to be totally devoid of any fear or anxiety when it comes to speaking or when it comes to making an offer. And here's what I find most of the time people, most of you have a fair amount of confidence. It's not like you don't have confidence, but when it comes to making your offer, that's when the energy goes a little down. You're just a little bit afraid of talking about what you're offering because you're afraid, well, what if they don't want it? What if they reject me? What if I don't get anybody when I speak? Those kinds of things. And even though there's just a little bit of that voice in your head, it can really be communicated, like Luana was talking about with how our energy gets communicated, and sometimes we can't even put it in words. That's energy that people understand. If you're confident, they're going to have confidence in you. So your confidence has to be strong. And it's partly confidence in yourself and it's partly confidence in what you have to give people. They have to feel like you're certain. That's another C. So there's really 6 of them. You have to be absolutely certain that what you're offering is valuable, worthy, worth the money you're asking for it, and that people are going to recognize it and want it. Be certain that you can help them. So that's all part of your confidence. And that doesn't mean you have to be perfect. That doesn't mean you have to be the best speaker in the world. But when you have these traits, that clarity, that confidence, and the other things we're going to talk about, it makes all the difference in getting those connections that really can become lifetime relationships and business partners and clients that stay with you for year after year, not just for months. So charisma, that's kind of a word that people don't, sometimes you think of charisma as not a good thing. Sometimes you think of it as something that only very few celebrities have. Charisma is a combination, it's a complex thing. It's not just one thing where somebody is just an amazing entertainer. And yeah, most people that have charisma have that, a little style of entertainment. I tell people that really you want to balance that authenticity with some entertainment factor. You have to have an it factor. You have to, especially on social media or if you're on a big stage or speaking one to many, you have to have that charisma and entertainment factor. What you don't want is to have just that and then people think you're fake or they think you're just performing but you're not connecting to them. So that balance is really important. But you got to have some charisma for people to want to follow you and want more of you. So we could talk about that forever. Care. Well, that's kind of a no-brainer, right? You have to show people that you care about them. So when you speak, it shouldn't be all about you. I could tell you about all my credentials and everything that I've accomplished and why you should hire me, but no one wants to hear that anymore. In the past, credentials were important. Now they want to know that you care, you're authentic, and that you can solve their problem. That's what it is. So, how can you show that you care about who they are, what their needs are, and how you can help them? And that's where you come from the heart. And I always tell people that you want to not only come from your heart, but come from your heart and your gut, because then you're really bringing your full energy, your full presence, not just that heart energy, but that really connecting gut energy that is intuitive and that is powerful. And then the last one is consistency. With all of these things, you have to be consistent. And it's not just consistent with follow up or consistent with who you are, but even within one talk, when you're consistent about your branding, who you are, what you offer, why it's important, people trust you. And we've heard no can trust. That trust is really important. So consistency is really important for trust and building connections. So I hope this was helpful. There was the mechanics, all the ways to get connections, and then the skills that you do need to really make those connections turn into relationships, clients, and cash. Thank you.
And that is a word you don't hear often enough.
Not as
Back in the
much, yeah.
day, we did. I even had to think about how to spell it because it's just not something that we think of anymore. Charisma. And we need to do that more often. I'm sorry. We need to have that charisma attitude, the way we function, the way we walk and talk. Have more of that. Tanya, what kind of question or comment do you have for Marla?
I think charisma is usually used in the tense with men, not looking at women as having charisma as well. And I think that's why we don't hear it very often. I don't know if anybody agrees with that, but
Great
yeah.
point. Yeah, because I was saying it's often been used for male celebrities as much as anybody else, right? It's not just, a woman business owner or even a man business owner. So, and yeah, we think of it more for men because, thank goodness life's getting better for women,
Oh,
but
yeah.
gradually. Some of it's a little but for the most part, things have gotten so much better. But the image of women, they don't know how to handle women bosses, women in business, women CEOs, women in the media. So, yes, thanks for bringing that up. I'm a firm believer that people don't tend to know how to categorize women that have this charisma because absolutely tons of women have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And we need to have more of it. We
Yeah.
just need to be noticed more for it. We need to have more of it. We deserve it. Tamara, what questions or comments would you have for Miss Marla tonight?
Well, I'm not sure I have a question, but Marla, every time I hear you talk, it makes me want to be a better speaker. It makes me want to talk more. And I'm already in enough trouble with that already. So I tell everybody my purpose in life is to run my big mouth, and I do it quite well. So now I just have to learn to do it more often. And don't get me started about that consistency thing.
Yes, consistency. And, we can all talk, but are you speaking so that you are making the connections that you want, getting the ideal clients to sign up for your programs? Because everybody can talk. So I can't teach you how to talk. I can definitely teach you how to speak so people listen.
Speak where people listen. That's everyone get that. That really just stuck to me right then when she said that. And she does. Grace, any questions or comments for Marla?
Well, Marla, I really like that you use alliteration with your points: clarity, confidence, charisma, care, and consistency. I think that makes it easier to remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Alliteration is very powerful. So orators, really good speakers, they use that. They use a lot of techniques that we don't always catch, but they're in there, and that's what makes a really good speaker. Thank you.
When people speak, there's certain things you pick up on. I picked up on certain things when Dr. Lawana was speaking. I picked up other things when Marla was speaking. But guess what? I also picked up things when Tanya was talking to us, or Tina was talking to us, Grace and Tamara was talking. If you are a good listener, you're going to pick up something. And don't forget, listening is a skill. We must listen to be a good speaker, to be a good person. To be great at anything, you need to have your listening ears on. As I tell my 6-year-old grandson, do you have your good listening ears on? Because, sometimes he doesn't. Well, guess what? Sometimes his mama doesn't either. And I have to remind myself of that. So, Tina, how about you? Any questions or comments for Marla?
Well, I did make sure I wrote down the 5 C's because everything coincides with each other. You have to have confidence. You have to show care for each individual. You have to have that charisma because I feel like that's catching. And you have to speak with clarity so people can understand what you're talking about. And you have to be certain about what you're doing. So
Absolutely.
basically,
Very
it
nice.
all coincides together, works together.
Yes. And I did put it all in the chat. So make sure you're saving the chat so you'll have these points later. And I know that all of you think you have it, but you will forget because as soon as we're done, you're going to go eat dinner. You're going to tuck yourself into bed. You have to take the dogs out. You have to do something, make phone calls. Dr. Lawana, any questions or comments for Marla?
No, not questions, but I do like the way that she explained it because as I was listening to, I was thinking about confidence and fear. And, as you gain confidence, uh, the more you do things, the more you put yourself out there. And then it suddenly hit me. Confidence and fear are two sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other. You got to have a certain amount of fear that keeps you from getting yourself into trouble. But on the other hand, you can push fear out the way as you do things and you get better at it, and people begin to recognize that, hey, she might know what she's talking about. That helps build your confidence. So
That's right. That's it. That's absolutely right. And that's another way of thinking about it. Tanya, do you have any? I know you already spoken, but do you have any questions for Marla or any other comments?
No, I just like the way she used the acronyms. That was really good. I like that. That is a technique that causes things for people who think like me to stick. It's over. I retain it better that way.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Marla, I do have a question for you. Is that at the beginning you said that you wanted to talk to everyone about a program. So I wanted to give you a minute or two to talk about that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just put that in the chat. So basically, it's a giveaway with infinite leads that used to be called Infinite List. I've met the owners in person several times. I know them personally. They are wonderful human beings and amazing business owners. The people that are attracted to them are very high quality. So this isn't just any giveaway, it's a very high quality giveaway. I guarantee you're going to get a lot of new people on your list, which, we always have to be cleaning out our list, people that haven't responded for a while, and we always have to be adding new people to our list. And that is the best way to get clients. It's still the most effective way is building your email list, nurturing them, and then giving them some sort of free offer and getting them, to want more of you. And so this starts on, is it next Monday? It goes for 3 weeks. All you have to do is promote to your list and you get all the swipe copy, you get everything you need. So it's super easy. You just have to submit a lead magnet of some sort if you want help with because I've already done this for someone. They said, well, they were going to offer a lead magnet. And I said, that's not going to get you a lot of leads. I want to make sure you get a lot of leads. So at no extra cost, I will just help you refine your lead magnet so it really does be effective for you. And it's normally $250. So as of today only, it's going to be $200, which is well worth it. Oh my gosh, it's such an amazing deal to get that many new leads. And then how it works is every day leading up to it, it's going to get discounted. But if it gets filled up, then you're going to be out of, you won't be able to get it. So I would say even at 200 to jump in there and go ahead and sign up for this. And you get a lot of other benefits that go with it. You have the choice of joining Infinite Leads if you want, but there's no obligation, no pressure at all to do that. I've been with them for over a year. I love it. I've gotten so many new people from there. And then they have a lot of trainings and a lot of other things that they do. They have events, all kinds of stuff. But for this, just be a part of the giveaway, try it out, see if you like it. And then if you want to do more, you can do more. But absolutely, you need to grow your list. And, speaking, you might get 3 people when you speak, unless you're speaking to 50 to 100 people. A lot of people only get 3 people on their list and take them up for their offer from speaking. Social media, a lot of times you get 0. With this, you might get 100 people at one time. It's a heck of a deal.
That's awesome. I was getting ready to ask you, how many people do you usually meet or get new?
So it
Plus the
depends.
list.
So I have done some
Plus.
testing with it. Yeah, if I offer a free call, I don't get as many as if I offer a master class or a PDF of some sort of quiz, some that just information, then you get them to do the call after. But you offer something like a PDF of any kind or a master class, and you usually get about 100 people at a time.
That's
Some
awesome.
people get more, depends.
Yes. And we all need to have free PDFs somewhere in a file somewhere to give away at some time or another.
Yeah, it could be 10 mistakes people, one of mine is 10 mistakes people make. Some people do a quiz. It can be a checklist. These are the things you need to do for your health. Whatever it is, it all applies.
Yes.
If you go to that link, there's another giveaway in there that's also discounted right now because it's at the same time as mine. So do mine. Just saying, do mine. You could do both, I suppose, but
Great job, Marla. Great job. Before we finish up, thank you to the speakers. Thank you for everyone being here. There's a lot of things going on. Don't forget, Ask LaDonna is on Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock Central Time. If you have any questions of any kind, personally or business, that I can help you with, jump out, jump back on. I'll be available for that hour. Also, we have a book release that is coming out on November 4th. Marla is one of the authors in that book. Let's see who else. It's Sherry Leopold, Alicia, and Dr. Lawana. All 5 of us are in the book. You're going to start seeing tomorrow. We're rolling everything out, ladies. So you'll be seeing us. And the book is going to sell for $7.97 pre-launch. After we launch on the 4th, it will go up to $17.97. So $7.97, perfect time to buy a book. But we want everyone there for the launch on November 4th. And we're going to have a great time and lots of giveaways, lots and lots of giveaways. And remember, I have an affiliate program. So for every book that you sell, you're going to make 20% on. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but hey, it adds up.
Yeah.
It adds up. Maybe it'll, put gas in your car or, whatever. It doesn't matter. These time and day, we all need that extra cash. Any questions for me? All right. Save the chat. Please save the chat. There's a lot of great information inside of that chat. And I haven't talked to any of you in a long while, so we may as well get on my calendar so we can chat a little bit more and see how we can help each other grow. Thank you so much, and I hope that you guys will jump on Wednesday for Ask LaDonna. Bye.
Thanks, LaDonna. Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Have a great
Thank you for inviting me, LaDonna.